I will be picking Ian Garry, lifelong vegan with McGregor wannabe syndrome, to defeat Islam Makhachev, Dagestani Giga Chad, fully devout Muslim macho man. Today we're gonna get into it. This is actually a sick matchup. I knew it would be. Look, we had a lot of welterweights to choose from. All right. Am I a little salty that it's not Protes? Yes, I think that fight is extremely interesting. And I'm just going to be real, I'm going to say it, moving up in weight is not really going so well right now. Alex Pereira up to heavyweight, gets dealt with. Ilia Topuria moves up to lightweight, gets dealt with. So, bulking up in the UFC right now is sort of coming with a bit of a curse where your conditioning's not the best, you don't move the greatest. I think that plays right into Ian Garry's soy boy vegan game plan, and he gets this welterweight title, and Ian Garry becomes the most insufferable welterweight champion that we've ever seen. Just when we think this year of UFC isn't going to get any crazier, I'm riding it out. I'm on board. I think Islam Makhachev will take that loss this year. This is not a troll. This is not a meme. I am fully confident in an Ian Machado Garry win. I think Ian Garry will be overlooked in this fight because of his vegan diet, his tiny head. He's currently 10-1 in the UFC, and he's been fighting 3 times a year. He made his debut UFC 268, the Usman Covington card. I know this man is beyond insufferable and is also currently stuck with a bit of McGregor wannabe syndrome. Ian has really separated himself from the rest of the pack in terms of the best strikers at welterweight, dealing with the puzzle that is Michael Page. Nearly knee-stomped Shavkat Rakhmonov into fucking retirement. I still hate you for that, but crafty performance. Shavkat's low-key a mutant. I can't wait till he comes back. And not only did Ian destroy Neil Magny in the cage, but he also took great joy in ruining the man's personal life. Ian Garry understands that greatness comes at a cost, and that cost is trash talk so vile that it ruins custody battles. Then took on Carlos Protes, the most dangerous man in the fucking sport right now. Single shot devastation, absolute freak show body type. Protes is an absolute fucking weapon right now in this sport, and Ian Garry doubled him on strikes, made him look silly. I swear I've hate watched that fight a dozen times now. Ian Garry literally does everything perfect in that fight to shut down a Muay Thai fighter. Just about got knocked out in the 5th round against Protes. Protes had him squirming around like a baby in a carriage at the end of that fight. Nearly sold the bag. And the only thing that has me a little bit concerned about him getting out grappled is his performance against Bilal Muhammad, where Ian got the decision, finally fought like a halfway decent grappler trying to take him down, stuffed every takedown, but that's not the best version of Bilal, okay? Bilal has been plotting out this RAF move to go become a wrestler and make hella bank over there. He's not concerned with winning UFC fights anymore. Gabriel Bonfim just beat his ass. So, as far as I'm concerned, Makhachev's last performance over Jack Della Maddalena was regression. Okay, no submission attained. I think he was really concerned how his cardio would hold up. That's why he wasn't going for submissions and was content to just camp half guard and just lay on JDM the whole fight. You guys just have to trust me on this. 3rd time's the charm, by the way, for the Irish taking over the Dagestani fighters, taking over the cliff. We had Conor McGregor versus Khabib. Obviously didn't go so well. Extremely personal fight. McGregor was never going to win a fight like that against just a suffocating grappler. McGregor legitimately has about 7 minutes of good cardio. Then Paul Hughes over in the PFL against Usman Nurmagomedov. Extremely close fight where Paul Hughes did an excellent job at avoiding submissions, working his way back up to his feet, getting out at range and space, and landing shots. Now we have Ian Garry, a long-range, highly mobile counter striker with a really complex arsenal, so Islam Makhachev absolutely has his hands full. You have to admit, this is a harder fight for Makhachev than JDM, than Dustin Poirier, than Oliveira, than Volkanovski. Okay, Ian Garry is just as much of a trickster as Volkanovski, but up at welterweight. So this is absolutely, in my opinion, Islam Makhachev going into unknown waters here with Ian Garry. So without further ado, let's break down this fight in depth. Let's talk about both fight styles. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share for more UFC breakdowns. This is a big one taking place on August 15th. UFC 330, Makhachev versus Machado Garry. Who is the better striker? Let's start with accuracy here. In short range, I favor Islam Makhachev with his really underrated clinch. You know, he's got that Dagestani, just mutant genes, just absolute super soldier genetics from him, straight out of the cliff. Long range, I'm going to go with Ian Garry. Ian Garry's sort of long range toolkit is insane. The way he can switch stances, his long ass legs, incredible kicks from Garry. Makhachev sneaks ahead on a lot of striking stats because he's such a dominant grappler, right? He's getting people down and he's just tallying up the strikes. Makhachev's striking is sort of a means to an end though, right? He's a pure grappler, sambo wrestler. I know people are going to claim Makhachev's well-rounded. His striking is very defensively minded because he got clipped in the past for being way too aggressive. They really trained into him not to take too many risks, not to come out of position, always remain super fucking vanilla and basic, not to give your opponent openings. I slightly favor Ian Garry in terms of offense, though. I think Ian Garry, far more comfortable on the feet, way better footwork. That could play against him here. Like if he's too footwork heavy, he could tire his own legs out across the distance, and then Makhachev will find takedowns a lot easier. But I favor Makhachev short range, Ian Garry long range. We're going to call it dead even. As for cardio, this one is going to get me some hate. I think at welterweight, people are really going to be in for a shock when Islam Makhachev starts to slow down in later rounds. He didn't against Jack Della Maddalena because that was pure lay and pray bullshit. I mean, really, like, just get on top, lay inside control, baby punches, just enough so the referee doesn't stand up. It's very high IQ what they do, but it's a very intelligent way to completely nullify all risk from your opponent, kill the clock, kill your fan base as well. Luckily for Makhachev, you know, diehard Muslim fan base, they'll never get off of him, but he is a mastermind when it comes to stalling opponents out, whether it be in the clinch on the fence or just in the middle of the cage. Like, they will just camp half guard, stink up the whole arena. Anyways, I don't believe in his cardio because I've yet to see him go at a high pace in a new weight class. Like, the jump from lightweight to welterweight is significant here. Ian Garry is going to be push-kicking Islam in the guts, trying to get rid of that cardio, and I think as the fight goes on, if he can survive and avoid the ground, you're going to see Islam Makhachev slow down. He has to. He's already a really economical fighter, like I said when we talked about striking. Doesn't take a lot of risk, likes to take his time, doesn't try to be overly entertaining, doesn't try to, like, pick up a highlight reel on the feet. Ian Garry, however, has gone 5 rounds comfortably against Protes, against Shavkat Rakhmonov, where he did his finest work. I know he was sort of on death's door against Protes, doing the Fortnite crawl emote, like half concussed, but against Shavkat, almost submitted him, came on strong. I love that from Ian Garry. So a classic Ian Garry, like, avoid maxing performance, but I'm going to give him a cardio edge. Islam Makhachev isn't proven in this weight class, so cardio edge, absolutely going Ian Garry's way. Up next is dodge, and it's really a no-brainer if you've seen both of these guys fight before. Ian Garry is a highly mobile welterweight, constant lateral movement, stance switches, hard to get a hold of, tiny head. Islam's there to be hit, it's just the threat of the grappling is so fucking significant, so dire that if you make a single error, fight over. Like, he's just got such dominant grappling and dangerous submission ability that it really puts the fear of God in these strikers. But I trust the mentality of Garry to not be afraid of that shit. I trust in him to stay lateral, slip, duck, dodge, weave, move, get on your bike and just run for a couple of rounds if you have to. That's what it's going to take to win. I think Ian Garry's avoid maxing style could actually be perfect for frustrating Makhachev and draining his cardio. So dodge stat goes to Ian Garry, highly evasive welterweight. Up next, fight IQ, pretty self-explanatory, right? Two of the best fighters in the world. Combined record of these two guys, 45 wins, 2 losses. That is insane. They don't make mistakes. They game plan heavy. I think Islam Makhachev's camp and trainers are insanely intelligent, but I think Ian Garry is actually more intelligent than Makhachev himself. The way he can adjust on the fly, not lose focus. Insanely hard for me to pick holes in either of these guys' careers, but if I had to do it, moments of, near disaster for both of them. Ian Garry being dropped by Song Kanan, and then Islam Makhachev taking the backpack position of Volkanovski and losing that round in that position, just getting pucked in the face over and over again. This is what I mean. Islam takes breaks. He needs breaks. He looks for them constantly in fights, and if you don't give him any, the fight can get a little messy, like with Poirier, hitting the switch, turning around the clinch, landing damage, cutting Makhachev open. I think that's even more true at welterweight, so I think we could see some blunders from Makhachev in this fight. It's not off the table. Up next, grappling. Islam Makhachev, one of the sport's most dangerous submission grapplers. He gets the advantage without a doubt. Ian Garry has this pencil neck. Islam Makhachev is going to be licking his lips, trying to submit Ian Garry however he can, because look at these two body types. Ian Garry's built long and tall. He's lucky he's as fast as he is because he's chopped liver for a grappler like Makhachev, who can really crash range, just get a hold of him, muscle him to the ground. We see Garry go to guard, maybe threaten like useless triangles that are never going to land. But we know he's been doing good work with Charles Oliveira and the shoot-to-box team, so maybe he's got some tricks up his sleeve in terms of the BJJ that maybe can allow him to sneak a technical stand-up. It'll be interesting to see if how these two guys grapple, but I was actually a really big fan of how Ian Garry dealt with Protes and MVP, sort of just shooting these just greasy little BJJ entries just to mess up these strikers. Yeah, none of that with Makhachev here. He's literally going to snap you down, Darce choke you, or get on top of you and go for Kimura and break your damn arm. So absolutely, a grappling edge goes to the Sambo Giga Chad, Islam Makhachev. Guys, when was the last time Islam Makhachev rocked anybody, hurt anybody with a strike? I mean, Islam Makhachev is not a hard puncher at all. He gets respect with his takedowns, with his clinches. I'm giving him a low KO power stat because I know he has a couple knockdowns here and there. He has the head kick over Volk. That's a head kick on a shorter fighter. Of course, you're going to get the knockout, but punch power, non-existent for Makhachev. I don't care what anyone says. If you go back and look at Ian Garry's earlier career in Cage Warriors, he has some fucking nasty knockouts. Over this guy, Rostam Akman, the walking carpet, instant lights out head kick KO. Ian Garry used to be so nasty on the regional scene. Then he gets to the UFC and he's a decision merchant, so just so typical. But you know what? He's being technical. He's following game plans. He's doing what needs to be done to get the cleanest victory possible. And now that we're here at a title fight, that is what I look for. Of course, I would love a round one slime out from Ian Garry here, but to get your title, to get your first championship opportunity, do it the right way, do it technical, but KO power definitely on the side of Ian Garry. We know he's capable of it. And the final stat, who is the tougher fighter? Has more heart, has more will? I really don't know, because I've seen both of these guys sort of rise to the occasion and crumble internally in some moments. Ian Garry almost fumbling the Protes fight, going blow for blow with Bilal Muhammad. There are red flags in there for Garry that make me a little worried, but God, his head is so tiny. But he took a massive KO blow from Michael Page that is just playing with my head. Does Ian Garry low-key have an iron chin? And I think to give Makhachev a break, to give him a pass, when he got knocked out by Adriano Martins, everyone likes to say out cold and all this. Even I like to play into it because it's funny, but it's an early fucking stoppage. He's wide awake. He goes down horribly. He gets switched off for a split second, so his arms do the fucking wacky inflatable tube man. Legs go out, he goes down. But the ref is just in there to I'm gonna fucking ruin your career. It's interesting. He sort of woke up right after the fact, but it is what it is, right? Breakdown complete. Who do you guys got in this one? Really excited that it's Ian Garry. He deserves the shot. I'm salty that it's not Protes for the aura, the possibility of, Protes going global, taking out the pound-for-pound number one in the world. But Ian Garry is such a formidable opponent in this matchup. He's going to be set as a massive underdog. He's going to be overlooked, counted out, made fun of because he's a cuck, but really, really good odds at beating Makhachev by decision, who there's a lot of questions on right now. I think moving up in weight is really overrated, and you become slower, your footwork suffers. Your conditioning suffers. Ian Garry has a real shot at becoming welterweight champion. As for Islam Makhachev, you have massive balls for stepping into the welterweight division in the first place. It's at its best right now. Total Giga Chad move for you. I'm super excited for this fight. Let me know who you guys have down below. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all real soon.